Good morning, everyone. Happy full moon in Aries. I know, this is Mars. It's kind of in charge of this one. It's a little, this spice level from like now, just astrologically, from now until like, I don't even know, but I'd say for the next like month, it's pretty spicy. It's pretty spicy. Kind of like if you were looking at a menu at a restaurant where you didn't understand the language of the menu, it'd be like 3 spices, 3 pepper emojis, 3 peppers. So, but this one, you know, like the title of the introductory video stated, it's this radical self-acceptance. You know, Aries runs the first chart. The storefront view of my life. Like the classic rising sign. Aries is very, very simple energy. So this is what I want. This is what I'm willing to do to get it. I've already done it. I didn't ask permission. I didn't read the instructions. I just did it. So for there to be a full moon over here, you know, I was originally going to call it casual. But I think that's what Scorpio season is going to be called. Because it's like, this is, you know, this is normal. This is totally normal. Of course this is normal. Of course this is normal. Yeah. Oh my God. I was gonna go on a tangent about my espresso because I bought two different types of coffee yesterday. And my espresso machine, I was going to have the Ethiopian with you because I love a good naturally processed coffee. My bougie coffee is about to come out. I love a good bougie coffee. I like an appropriate barista, if you understand. For my Melbourne people, you understand this. So I was gonna have the Ethiopian, but the espresso machine, which is like it's you know, it's a conservative little espresso machine. I you know, it's not the biggest. How do I say this without really mixing my words? It has not yet been a financial priority for me to acquire the espresso machine of my liking. So I have one. It works, pulls a great shot, but it's, you know, an automatic shot. I don't get to time it myself. And so it's been short pulling today for some reason. She's been expressing herself. We all do. And so the Ethiopian was coming out sour. So I have Jimbo's organic espresso. And in my personal opinion, there's nothing worse. It's like one of my top 5 absolute worst experiences to have, which is a sour coffee, a sour espresso. And I was thinking to myself, you know, as I was going back and forth with my brain was talking to itself, where I was like, Sarah, you're going to talk about your bougie coffee experience? There's war happening on the planet. There are things going on. There are hurricanes. There are, you know, massive, you know, like the powers that were are throwing out all the stops right now. You're going to talk about your top 5 worst things being, and the other side of my brain goes, I have literally been borderline homeless, living mostly out of my car, and have sent back a short pulled espresso. So yes, absolutely. Sometimes a coffee can make or break your day. Sometimes having, or whatever your like first thing is, like a warm water with lemon, which is what I have over here. Sometimes if you have expectations of what it is, it is coming out basically. It hits the psychological component inside of your body that says, this is my fight or flight. These are my absolute basic needs. What you have decided your basic needs were. And now I understand why I'm saying this to all of you. Coffee. It's a basic need of mine. It's a basic component to my ingestion. So, all that being said, it's Jimbo's espresso, which is it's not subpar in any capacity. It's an organic espresso, and that's fine. But my intention was to have the Ethiopian with you. So, all that being said, as an Aries sun, that's a little bit how all of us are going to be feeling right now. When my storefront view of my life, my id, my like, you know, it is 5 o'clock in the morning, so, and I have the window open so that as I sage the board, all of the negativity can be released. So if there's any outside chatter or outside street traffic, we're just going to deal with it. We're just going to deal with it. But welcome everyone. 5 minutes in, full moon in Aries. My name is Sarah. This is our all signs reading for the full moon in Aries at 24 degrees. I am going to offer my disclaimer now, which is non-negotiable. You gotta watch it. You gotta listen. And if you don't, you'll have to come back and see it, because there's a two-part to this disclaimer, which is this is a completely donation-based, free, all signs reading. Please don't take anything that I say as doctrine. We are transcending time and space. You did not contract me for this reading. Do your own research on everything that I say. Absolutely everything that I say. And don't take it as doctrine, because the second part to my disclaimer is that if this is your first time here, sometimes my readings can be a little bit harsh. You gotta say it in Boston, because that's the way, and they shoot between the eyes. We talk about traumas, we talk about trauma responses. We also come from corporate. We wear leadership hats around here. We're post-corporate survivors, or in the midst of corporate. We're entrepreneurial. We're basically being efficient in our processes, and we don't always have time to sit and go through the nitty gritty of things. And so in this all signs reading, full moon in Aries, I let my guides speak through me. I set the intention for my messages to be of the highest and greatest good of all involved and invested, with no harm coming to any. And I don't know if it was the full moon in Aries. I think it was, because it was radical self-acceptance. This is about us and our role in it. And so it's not always easy to be the like, oh my God, I'm the problem. Oh my God, I'm the problem. Oh my God, I'm the problem. Yeah, we're the problem. We're the problem. And we're the thing that has to change for the problem to be solved. We're the one coming. So, all that being said, let's get into a really fun reading, shall we? I think this is going to be a fun one. This is a big one. Yeah, that's what my guides were saying before I got started. This is a big one. And I spruced up the board with like some harvest stuff. It's so cute. It's just so cute. Okay. I just, like, I know that it's fall season. I just like the effervescence and the excitement of Buddy the Elf. That's what I've become. So yes, I'm listening to Christmas music, but I've put on some autumn music as well. But it's like the effervescence and excitement of Buddy the Elf. That's me. That's me. Okay, so now let's introduce the board and the planets, and then we'll get started. So, and always watch for your rising sign first. Check where exactly 24 degrees of Aries falls in your chart. Watch for your rising sign, and your sun and your moon you can watch to get the energy, but watch it just like we're having coffee. Not so much about like the doctrine of it. And also, sometimes I have to watch 4 readings, because although I'm a Scorpio rising, Aries sun, Capricorn moon, this full moon in Aries is in 24 degrees, which falls in my 6th house. So also can watch for Sagittarius, because that's exactly where it's falling in my chart. So it's pretty infinite. It's pretty infinite. So let's introduce the planets. This is the sun. The moon, one of my favorites, Mercury, Venus, obviously. We already introduced Mars, Jupiter. It looks like a buffalo, doesn't it? Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. And Pluto, I know it's very different, but Pluto is one of the OGs from the... Pluto is based off of the Christmas critters from South Park. And if you know, you know. They look sweet and innocent, but they will destroy your life. Lilith. Chiron. And the North Node and the South Node, which we place down like this. So we see, you know, the North Node is what we're coming into, and the South Node is what we're releasing over here. So, is that it? I think that's it. I do also want to highlight that I'm going to be doing an all signs reading for the season ahead. These videos are some of my favorite to record, as well as some of the most popular videos on my YouTube. So I want to offer another one. So we're going to have 3 all signs readings a month. We'll do the new moon, the full moon like this one, as well as a month ahead, or not the month ahead, but the season ahead. So it'll be a full, like, the next one is going to be Scorpio season. So we'll talk about like what that means for each sign. Not so much like new moons are when we manifest, full moons are when we release, and then the all signs is going to be, okay, this is the season that we're looking at. Like for Aries, it'll be about deep transformation, shared possessions, contracts and wills, all that fun jazz, And so we'll talk about that in a week. Cool. Aries rising, Aries sun, Aries moon. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Okay. I'm going to put them all down before I respond. Okay. Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Oh, Pluto's direct. Okay. Aries, it sounds like you're getting pulled in in 2 different directions right now. It's Libra season, it's your opposition sign. So your focus right now is most likely on relationships. A lot of them could be ending or changing, or there's like a few things that are really plateaued right now. And inside, I was like, how are you doing, Aries? You're like, I'm feeling like you're screaming at me. But it's like I'm seeing you at work, at the grocery store, all out and about in your life, and you're just like, nice to see you. How are you? Like you're composed and put together right now, which is a beautiful thing. And you're really learning how to, you know, go to the gym and go for runs and go into nature. And I'm seeing you really working on yourself. And there's a loneliness, Aries, right now. There's a real loneliness where it's like very high highs, very low lows. You've been doing some deep inner work. And I'm just listening to my guys right now. There are very specific stages that you want to be walking on, that you want to be stepping on, and things don't look right now like what you thought they were going to look like. Okay, so it's like I'm seeing you This is an interesting parable, a very, very interesting parable. So I'm seeing you like building a stage, and like you want to have this big performance. You're like, it's time. I want to put together this, you know, community. You know, Pluto going into Aquarius for you is in the classic house of community, friendships, visions in the future. You know what you have to do. You see the soul purposes. You have the people in your life. You know that you have, like, you know what you're doing, and you're like, I see this stage. I see this thing that I got to build. I see what's happening. Like, you have the foresight. You have the vision. You have the like the oracle eye for what you see in the future. And I'm seeing you just like building this stage, but you're not really like a builder, but you're like, we got to have this stage. We got to do it. We got to make it happen, because I see my people. I see my community. I know my purpose. I know that this has to happen. So you're building this like rickety stage, and it's you, Aries. And so it's like, you're not reading the directions. You're looking at maybe like the first 45 seconds of a YouTube video, and you're like, okay, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. And you've finished building the stage, and like you're tuckered out, you're exhausted, and you're just like, your hands are all, you know, marred, you're covered in blood and sweat and all these different things. And then it's time for the final performance. And the day comes, and someone just seemingly pops into the reality of your life. And it's like, oh, you know, I'm a stage builder, and I've been watching you this entire time struggle. So I built you this perfect little stage, and I brought it. If you'd like to use it, it's like, it's my mastery, it's my craft. And so I just built it, and it's for free. I just want to donate, just maybe like post my name or something like that. And, you know, here's a check for $175,000 as well, because I really admire your work ethic, and I admire what you do, and I see you in your arena, and I'm really proud of you. And you're just like, in your brain, you're like, oh my God, like you're like you're crying, and you're receiving, and you're open to it. That's going to be a lot to do with, you know, Scorpio season to come. So this is really coming for you, Aries. And I do, because I just want to highlight that usually Aries rising is a bit longer than all the other ones, because for those who don't have the time of their birth, they all watch Aries rising. So this is the general astrological wheel, so we can all utilize this energy. And your brain is like, well, then why the F did I even build the frickin' stage? Why did I even do this if this person was going to come? It was because you built it. It was because I'm having a full chill and an emotional reaction to you, Aries. It is because you showed up every single day, and you built it, and they watched you struggle every single day. So you couldn't have gone back and not climbed the mountain and not built the stage. So no, it's the impatience that I want you to release right now, because you're in it, and you're building something that you've never built before. You're creating a life that you've never created before. You are becoming the woman, you're becoming the man, you're doing the thing that you've never done before. So keep doing it. Keep doing it. You know, that beautiful sextile of Pluto and Venus right over here at the last, like at the top of your chart, the absolute top of your chart. And it's literally like I'm seeing this V shape up here, where you're allowing God to bless you. You're allowing all of these beautiful abundances to come in. And I'm not concerned about the Pluto transit for you. It's going to be a really beautiful, beautiful transit, because although you don't have to be the one to take on every single slice of the pizza, you just have to be Aries. There has to be a leader as well. It's a round table, but someone has to be the first one to speak. You know? Aries, infant baby ram. You told God you'd go first in every capacity. And for my early degree Aries placements, I've been putting together my 2025 guide. There's like an ebook and the all signs reading. It's going to be exciting. But wherever the first decan of Aries falls in your chart, I'd say even 25 degrees of Pisces to about 10 degrees of Aries, whatever planets or placements you have within that is about to get rocked. Like the biggest upgrade that you've ever experienced in your entire human life, that is what 2025 is going to be for you. And everybody has that in their chart, so it's not just you. But yeah, Aries, this is an exciting time. Whoopsie daisy. Okay, that was awesome. 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 Taurus. Taurus, honey child, how you doing? Taurus. Rising, Taurus sun, Taurus moon. How is my Taurus community doing? I feel like Scorpio season is a great time for you. Mars, Cancer. All right, Taurus. This time period right now, this full moon might not make sense. This is happening in your 12th house of soul purpose, healing, closures, and coming home. Chiron is earlier. This is at 21 and this is at 24 degrees. So this is very, very interesting. This is the health axis. So if there is, yeah, for cardinality to be on your 6th and 12th axis, that's very, very fascinating. The house of soul purpose, healing, closures, and coming home. So what I originally wanted to say was, you know, like you're going to be, you know, healing soul contracts in your sleep and stuff like that. And the guides were kind of like, they have to be a little bit more participatory than that. So what do you want to release when it comes to your soul's growth? What do you mean by that, Sarah? If we know that we are souls having a human experience, and we know that our higher self and God had a baby, and that's us, and that we are the unpolished fractal of our higher self that came to the earth school to learn something, to develop something, to grow and evolve, master it. Earth is a mastery school, and then go back to source energy, go back to our higher self's space. So our work is to become our higher self, that perfect version of ourselves. With all that being said, what is it that you're just done with? That you're done repeating the cycles, you're done repeating the patterns. This is very close to, I mean, it's off a little bit, it's 24 degrees, but close to the end of your actual, this is Taurus rising only. So for my Taurus suns and moons watching this, this is just for the Taurus rising chart. I would just get the vibration of like, I mean, you can kind of utilize this energy, but look to your rising sign first before you really implement what I'm about to say. But really, what are you just done with? What do you not want to repeat again? What are you so sick and tired of, Taurus, that you're like, I don't want to have this karmic contract come back in the form of a random partner. It's kind of like it's not you're attracting the same type of person. You're attracting the same level of financial. You're attracting the same issues over and over, physical issues over and over again. Like, what are you done with? What are you done with? And you could use a little bit more clarity on. I feel as though, although we're outside of eclipse season, but my Taurus placement, sun, moon, and rising might just be a little still in that fog of confusion of like, what's my next step? What am I supposed to do? Things might be falling out of your life. It's just go, I'd say, you know, look at your Venus placement. Where's your natal Venus? How is Venus aspecting? Why, Sarah? Because Venus is your chart ruler. Mars is in your 3rd house of communication, and you're going to have that Mars retrograde right down here. and the Power Meets Softness video. I have an entire video on that Mars transit, so definitely go check that out, because that's at the base, the roots of the tree of your life, your cultural family roots. And so how are you communicating your needs? How are you speaking to God, the God of your understanding? I have a digital download called How to Work with the Moon. There's a very practical full moon release technique in there. It's a very accessible digital download. I think it's less than $10, so definitely go check that out if that's for you. But just do some woo right now. Yeah, you are healing things in your sleep, but it's almost as if like there seems to be some disconnect between you and like not. It's like on this planet, we have to recognize that there's that law of non-intervention. Like your angels are just sitting there being like, tell me how to help. And you're like, angels, where are you? And they're like, I'm literally right here sending you angel numbers, but I can't do anything until you tell me what you need. You're like, I don't even know what to do. I feel so alone. And they're like, all you have to do is tell me that I'm allowed in. Like, you got to tag me in. Like Taurus, if you're the coach of the game and you're like, where are my players? Where are my players? They're like, we're literally on the bench, Taurus. You just have to tell us to go in. Like, let me in, coach. Oh my God. It's Ace Ventura. That was Ace Ventura for anyone. I'm just playing the entire scene in my head. I don't know all the words, so I can't quote it for you right now, but yeah, Taurus, like, tag them in. Yeah. Talk to them. I allow my angels to talk to me. I allow my angels, please, angels, help me. Please, angels, come in, guide me. That type of stuff, Taurus. Like, talk directly to them and say, tap in. Come on in. You got to open the door for them. They're knocking, but you got to let them in. Good job. I'm proud of you. This is really exciting. There's a lot going on, so be kind to yourself and cry it out. Scorpio season is going to be fun. It's about relationships coming in, and that could also be like multidimensional quantum relationships coming in. So like when you're ready for it, it's going to come in. All right, I'm done. Gemini, sweet pea. How are you feeling? How are you doing? A lot of you are traveling right now. And I feel as though a lot of you are going to be moving. I think I've mentioned this before. Jupiter just went retrograde in your sign, so I want you to vet. Please. What do you mean by that, Sarah? Like, not everybody, it's you and Sag, honestly. Everybody is worthy of a Gemini in their life, but like, it's okay to say, go find another Gemini, go find somebody else, because it ain't me, babe. It ain't me. It ain't me, babe. No, 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 it ain't me, babe. It ain't me you're looking for, babe. So this full moon is happening in your house of community, friendships, and wishes for the future. Sun right now is in your house of play, creativity, childlike spirits, romance. So for my divine partner, Geminis, like, have some healthy relations with your partner, really. Like something new, something exciting. People are watching in a way that, even if you don't feel like, you know, those terms, like an influencer or whatever that is, a content creator, whatever that is, the way that you present yourself to the world is so needed and so pure and very simple. And it's very much like, you know, you're the breath of fresh air amongst the, you know, the doom scroll of people, and all of a sudden they're like, look at this really pretty flower, or, you know, look at this person running, or, you know, that's really inspiring, or I love that, or look at this beautiful mountain range, or just the way that you present yourself, Gem, is so beautiful. And with this Jupiter retrograde going on for everybody, not just you, a lot of people are going to be unsubscribing, unfollowing, really trimming the fat on what they're allowing in as far as content. You know, Jupiter in Gemini is expansion of information, but you're going to be, you might never know this, which is okay. You'll be surprised that you'll be, you know, kept on a lot of people's lists. Like, you know, when you're going through the list, you're like, unsubscribe, 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 unsubscribe. And then they get to you and they just smile. They don't even know you. But you really represent something very special for a lot of people. And I just want to highlight that for you. And I really, I'm just listening because Mars is in your second house of money, values, and access to resources. And so some of you are I just heard like one or two of you just be like, well, that's awesome, Sarah, but like, how do I get paid for that? Set your intention to get paid for it, and then like ask for it. Like be very specific. Be very specific. It is not easy work to do things like that. Literally, it is not easy work, but it's so worth it, and it becomes joy-filled because it's purpose. You know, it's purpose-driven. So I'm listening to the guides. They do want you to leave room at the table for, it's like they're setting a dining room table, and, you know, we're releasing. You know, this is releasing. Full moons are about releasing. And so I want you to set a seat at the table for, it's like the collective as a whole, and niche your collective. Just say, I really want to inspire those that, you know, need art. Like, who are your people? It's very much, I was listening to just Rory, oh my God, his book is right here. I'm mispronouncing his last name. Vaden, Rory Vaden. His book, Procrastination on Purpose. Great read. Very, very, very inspiring read. And so I was watching a short of his. I'm very, very inspired by his work right now. And it was, you know, a person that had come up and was like, you know, what would you recommend to be the first steps? It was like very, very new in their like content creating and stuff like that. And he was like, you know, a lot of people say start with why, you know, the Simon Sinek language. He goes, no disrespect to Simon in any capacity, but he said, start with who. Who are you like, who's your audience? Who are you actually presenting your information to? Like, the first thing that you see in my biography is, you know, channeling astrological foresight and divine guidance for awakened new earth leaders. The awakened new earth leaders. Those are my people. And it doesn't matter what role you play right now. It doesn't matter where you are. If you're the type of person that you're wearing your pajamas at the grocery store and somebody comes up to you and says, where's the bread? And you're like, I don't work here, but I know exactly where the bread is, so I'll bring you. So I'd say, if people are falling out of your life, beautiful. And I would also take the advice that I'm giving to the collective, unsubscribe, do the same thing, and then say, who are my people? Who are the people that I wish to inspire? What does that look like? And it could be, you know, I'm hearing like the forgotten artists or something like that. Those who have forgotten because you're very artistic, very creative Gemini in your own way, whatever, and don't roll your eyes at me. You're very creative and very expressive, and it's your life. It's your life that is your artistry and your work. So yeah, and maybe make a little more art, or listen to some music, or go to a new museum, go to a new show, go somewhere you've never been before. Even if you're traveling, go to a, you know, type of restaurant that maybe you've never been to before. You know, even outside of your comfort zone, step outside of your comfort zone and see who you bump into. You might be pleasantly surprised, Gemini. Beautiful. Cancer, I'm coming. Cancer, Cancer, you're doing great. You're doing great. You're doing great. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. It just feels public because of that. It's not everybody can see you. I know. It's so okay. You're doing a great job. I know you want to change your job. I know you want to do all these things. Just, it's not stay the course. It's just like that. Okay, we're gonna get, I'm getting there. Well, that's why. There we are. Okay. So I know you thought like, oh, I'm just having this like beautiful time with the sun transiting the bottom of my chart. Sun in Libra is happy for you because, you know, the fourth house is, you know, normally run by Cancer for you. It's run by Libra. It's cardinality. So it's like, although it's this square to your rising sign, Cancer rising, Cancer sun, Cancer moon, this is a little bit more like grid specific for them, but you can still get the vibe. And you're like, oh, you know, when the sun is transiting the bottom of our chart, we kind of go inward. It's a little bit of a wintertime season for us. But right now we have a full moon in our house of public life, legacy, and career. Venus is going to go into Sagittarius later on this day, and that will be a nice, like, it's like, this feels like a sunburn, and this is going to be the aloe vera that you can put on yourself, Cancer. And we've been talking for a little while about you not wanting to do the job that you're doing. There are some addictive tendencies that are being released right now. That's huge. That's Jupiter expanding your 12th house. And again, Venus going into Sag, I feel like it's going to be a really beautiful transit for you. I'm very, very excited. I would just make a notation on this. Mars over here is going to dip into Leo and then go back into your sign. So Mars is going to be affecting you and really kind of showing you how to stand in your power in a really nice way. Cancer sun, Cancer moon, please look at where Mars is transiting your chart. Like wherever that is that affecting your sun sign? Is that affecting your moon? Like, is it transiting over? This is asking you to really stand in your power and really speak to God. Can you, I love you, Cancer, and I'm just going to say it. Can you walk away from something being right and just walk away? I spoke to that in the past few videos of mine. I think I mentioned it in the full moon in Aries video. I think I mentioned it in my September debrief. I don't remember exactly. It might have been in my October, the depths, because like I can get very, very, like if I'm in the right, I'm like, I gotta stick this out until I'm, you know, given my paycheck and I gotta get this and I gotta get this. It's like, no, girl, you can just set your intention and focus on your end goal and focus on that and really nurture and nourish that path. So Cancer, there's something going on, full body chill, where you're in the right, but there's some unconscious and subconscious patterning that's coming up right now that's keeping you stuck in a situation that you don't have to be in. You don't have to be in it. And I'm sorry to say it, but I'm really grateful to be here to say that to you, because, you know, when the nodes change into Pisces and Virgo, that's not going to be till January 2025. This is a big deal for you, Cancer. You could move, talk to a Gemini. Like, you could really be stepping into a life that is so pure and beautiful and that represents something so big. Yeah, I would talk to Gemini, Sag, and really, or look to see if you have Gemini and Sag in your chart, Cancer. But this, like a big shift is coming for you, and you're worthy of it. I'm just seeing like your guides and like all of your spirit team like packing up their suitcases. And okay, this is a tough reading for you, Cancer. This is heavy hitting, so I love you and I'm here for you. And so I'm seeing like it's a pattern of animals that have been kept in captivity that are put out into the wild. I'm like seeing a bear like walking in a circle, and the bear was in captivity for a long time and then was put out into the wild, and then they just walk in the circle because they're still doing the same patterning. And this could be, you know, your 2020 patterning, this could be the COVID patterning, this could be childhood patterning, whatever it may be, but it's like walking in the same circle, and you don't recognize that you're completely free. You can go anywhere, you can be anything, you can do anything. And so this is fascinating because my guys are showing me an image of me talking about the gym, and I hired my chiropractor to program for me because going to the gym, I'm like, there's so many beautiful tools, and it's like infinite. I can do any exercise I want, and I literally just get the zoomies and then I leave. Like I do a few things and then I'm just like, oh my God, I gotta go. So it's too many options. So maybe write down a few places in this world, Cancer, that you would love to move to, that you would love to live at, or a few different like archetypal lifestyles. Like, do I like city life? Do I like country life? Do I want to buy a farm? Like those types of things. And then sit with those. And maybe go for a road trip and say like, oh, I really love this place. Why don't I go visit it? Or I love this in my daily life. This is what I want to work towards. And taking action steps, more towards the new moon. That's on the 1st of November. And then going into set some intentions to travel maybe next year. So you can really, pick 3 to 4 places, Cancer, and really look into that. You're worthy of a beautiful life. I love you. Leo. Rising sun and moon. This is hidden hard straight away, but some of you are coming into inheritances, or you have or will. When the North Node goes into Pisces, that's January 2025. Yeah. That's the North Node going into, I see bigger money for you next year. A big. This is Leo rising mostly, but also Leo sun, Leo moon might have something that has to do with that. But yeah, these are inheritances. This is investments. This is, again, maybe go talk to Aries. This is somebody that's been watching you for a while, and it's just like, this is like, it's like soul contract money coming in. I'm having a channel where it's not rational. It doesn't make sense. Only God and a soul contract could have provided that level up that you receive, Leo. That's it. Only, and the astrology is validating this with Pluto going into Aquarius in your 7th house of relationships. Pluto transiting your descendant sign right now is just sitting right there. And so Pluto's a slow mover, but it's going to be in your house of relationships for the next 20, 21 years. So that's an exciting thing. Right now, we're releasing in our 9th house of quest, adventure, and long-distance travel, higher education. So it's, again, a little bit of a, yes, the North Node is coming into this, and the full moon is what we're releasing, in the same way that Libra new moon eclipse was, you know, had the South Node involved, which is, that's what we're releasing, but we're trying to work towards that. This is childhood stuff, and oh my God, this is, this is like inheritances. That's all I'll say. That's all I'm going to say. This is early, like the house of early learning right here, and early childhood communication. So you're learning new ways of communication right now with the sun transiting over here. You're healing some childhood wounds, some inner child wounds. Your kiddos, not that they're acting up right now, but it might feel spicy if you have children. It might just feel spicy. And don't worry if they're, you know, making a scene or anything like that. Uranus in your 10th house of legacy, public image. Nobody's judging you. Nobody's judging you in the way you're judging yourself in any capacity. Lean on your friends. Jupiter is going retrograde, or is retrograde during the time of this, what's it called? Full moon. And Mars is going to be transiting your ascendant sign, and then going retrograde, going back into Cancer, and then going direct. And so this is a transit to look out for. I would definitely go watch that, Power Meets Softness video. This is only at 22 degrees right now, so it's not close, but you know what I mean. Talk to your angels. Talk to your spirit team. Definitely be open to them blessing you and being there with you, and don't get nervous. And like I said in the disclaimer, don't take any of this as doctrine. It's not like all of your, you know, relatives and deceased relatives, or not all your relatives are going to die. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying astrologically this could be an investment, something coming to you in a way that doesn't really make sense. The North Node going into your house of shared possessions releases in the 2nd house of money and values and access to resources. So you'll be releasing in ways that are singular and benefiting in ways that are collective. These are, you know, heavy hitters. This area of your chart, from 25 degrees of Pisces to about 10 degrees of Aries in 2025, is about to get rocked. So I know that home, my pocket of the world, safety is key, is over here. But this could be big moves coming. Big shifts, Leo. Very, very big shifts. This is for Leo rising, Leo sun, moon. Find out where 25 degrees of Pisces to 10 degrees of Aries falls specifically in your birth chart. That's going to get a massive upgrade. Like the biggest upgrade you've ever experienced in your human life. Ever in your human life. So cry like it's a food group. Don't overspend. Watch your addictive patterns, Leo. Watch your sugar. Watch your eating. Just it's like, sometimes I say this when I'm having a tough day. I'll be like, I want a pizza. I just want to watch movies and I just want pizza. And then I'll check in with, you know, my inner child and my inner teenager. And I'm like, okay, do you actually want a pizza? Or do you want a Papa Gino's pizza from 1997 in Bedford, Mass? Literally 275-5500. You can buy a large cheese pizza for $10.47. And I wouldn't mow. I would hoover that complete large cheese pizza. Extra sauce on the side for dipping in the crusts. It's like, do you want that? And sometimes it's like, yeah, I want that. I'm like, okay, well, we're going to have some, you know, some gluten-free food and some stuff that's better for us and no sugar, and we're just going to eat organic and continue on our way. But every once in a while, you do need the pizza. I'll still make it gluten-free though. So do what's best for you, but understand what's underneath it, Leo. You know what I mean? Virgo. Virgo rising, Virgo sun, Virgo moon. if this is the first time that you're here, I would love for you to go watch some of the videos that I've been posting since like June 2023. It's like, you're waking up. The first thing that I heard you say was just like, what the is going on? What the is going on, Sarah? She's like, what am I doing? I'm on YouTube searching for all signs readings for Virgo, and I'm looking into my astrology, and I have no freaking clue what's going on right now, but my dreams are popping off, and everything is just so ridiculous, and people are falling out of my life, and things are just absolutely nutter butters right now. Welcome to my channel. It's nice to meet you. You're not alone in this. So, oh buddy, where are we? Yeah, so Virgo, y'all are usually ballers. You just take care of paper. You really do. It's like you and Capricorn, you just get it. And the North Node that's been transiting Aries since, I forget when it went into Aries. It was like third human quarter 2023. It's been a while. It's going into Pisces in January 2025. So I have a whole video on the nodes in the longer range transit playlist. Definitely go check that out. It has dates and times and all of that fun stuff. But so the past season of the North Node in Aries has been about deep transformation, death, shared possessions, rebirth. It's the Scorpio run house, and you've been releasing in the house of money, values, and access to resources. So it's kind of been, this is singular money and this is shared money. So maybe you've changed jobs, maybe you came into an inheritance, maybe you came into something. And again, you know, go talk to, or in the Leo video, I was like, you know, you might receive a lot of money coming in. And it's like, not all Virgo lost, you know, family members or received inheritances, but you probably changed your value system in a little bit. And it probably wasn't just about money, or you recognize that like, you won't do anything for a specific, like, you've got to, hold on. You recognize that you do have a value, and you value your soul, and you value yourself enough to say like, yeah, I don't need that. I'm going to say no to that money. You turn down some deals, you turn down some stuff, Virgo, that might not make sense, and you're still kind of in that space where it's like, you're doing a mundane job, you really aren't really thrilled with it, and you know that you're doing something bigger, and you're like, I'm doing it for the pension, and now you're just like, I want to go. I want to leave. I want to run. I feel as though that has a lot to do with, you know, this week, I'm going to post this. I'm recording this on the 9th of October, and I'm going to post it on the 10th. If you're seeing, the 11th of October is when Pluto goes direct. This Pluto is going to be direct for this full moon, which is on the 17th. And so Pluto is going to go into Aquarius on the 19th of November. And will be there for 21 years. This is a big deal. This is normally a Virgo run house, so I'm excited about this. This is about daily life, health, and practical service. Pluto is saying to me, you can't, it's not like stay small, but you can't stay in the old paradigm when you know the old paradigm is breaking. You're doing a great job, Virgo. I just have to say that you're doing an incredible job. And so many things right now are stalled. So many things are falling apart. It's, a lot just doesn't make sense. So go with it. Go with it. You know, Jupiter right now is retrograde in your house of public life, career, public image. There are two little things that are popping into my mind where God won't let you thrive in an environment that you're supposed to leave. And, you know, there was this, you know, soundbite, or this, you know, real, it's not a soundbite, it was obviously a real situation that happened. But this girl asked this, you know, gentleman on a panel, like, how much negativity do you take from a person before you remove them from your life? And the guy just responds like, how much poison do you drink until you die? You know? You know? So there's some interesting situation that's going on right now that I would at least just speak to God really just speak to God and go to your values, I'd say go right to God for this one, the God of your understanding right now, Virgo, and really like pray whatever that means to you and just be in that. I do want to plant a seed of preparation for the nodal transit that's going. I'd really look into the nodes right now, Virgo. And so when the nodes change sign and go into Pisces and release, it would be Pisces, Virgo. And this is very specifically for Virgo rising, but for Virgo sun and moon, find out exactly like, you know, how this is transiting each other. But, you know, the north node coming into your house of relationships and the south node releasing in your house of self. You know, I'm a Scorpio rising, so I've had this transit in the past few years. Immediately, I'd say within like a few weeks of the nodes changing sign, I had people that were a part of my everyday immediately fall out of it, like immediately fall out of my life. And I had known during this transit that they weren't supposed to be there. This is shared possessions. And then they felt like it was without question. It got gross. You know, there was blocking. There was, you know, getting screamed at. There was all these different things. But I knew better. I knew better. And so if, as I'm saying this to you, Virgo, you're like, oh, there's some people that I really don't like. There's some people in my life that I just don't want to be around. There's some situations, but Sarah, like, this is where I work. This is what's going on. And I can't leave because of that pension. You know, I got to have that pension. I just want you to be aware that you can't lie to God to sow us to energy, and just be aware of that. Whatever that means for you, Virgo. And you, for some of you, please, you know, reach out directly. My email address is always listed below. And, you know, we can book a chart reading. We can book a private session. We can go over your chart and you know, and take a look, see as to like how this is affecting you specifically, what planets are getting aspected. But really, like, reach out and prepare yourself. It's kind of like if you know a big exam is coming, you know a big interview is coming, you get ready for it. Astrology is a very, very accessible tool. You know, I had a colleague the other day who's not really atheist, but, you know, doesn't believe, if he can't see it and touch it, and then it's not real to him. And he was like, I believe in astrology more than I would believe in God. And I was like, wow, interesting. Because he's like, yeah, it's like accessible. It's like, it's math, history, and patterns, Sarah. Like you say, like this is tangible and touchable. But like the ethereum to him, it was just very fascinating. You know what I mean, Virgo? So this is very practical stuff that you can look at right now. So call me if you need anything. And, you know, please reach out directly. We can book a free consultation to see if I'm the right person for you. So that can be a free call. Awesome. Libra rising, how you doing? Libra suns, happy birthday to you. I'm hugging you so tight. No, we are direct. I'm just hugging you so tight. You got until March 2025. Lilith is going to be in your sign until then. So you got some time. You got some time. And you're almost done. The nodes leave your sign in January 2025. So you're doing great. I'm just seeing you with like crying, with makeup streaming down your face. And you're just like, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And I'm not making fun of you in any capacity with that analogy. You're like actually doing it, Libra. You're actually really doing it. You're taking the action steps towards what is best for you, what is best for your daily life. You are trusting the people that you're supposed to trust. You're releasing the friendships or the relationships that are not right for you. You've nailed in. You've locked in your standards. You've locked in your standards right now. And I'm really proud of you. You know, sometimes people come into our lives. Could be someone that you meet randomly at the grocery store, in line at the cafe, and you look into their eyes and you're like, we've had a lifetime together. We've had lifetimes together. Sometimes all you need to do is acknowledge that and walk away. And that's all that they were meant to represent for you, is the power of you choosing your highest timeline. You choosing, this is not for me. I don't need to repeat those patterns anymore. This is really, really powerful stuff. Libra, if you have any Virgo friends, please prepare them for this transit. The North Node's going to be going into their descendant sign in January. So Libra, if you have any Virgo friends, just like be brave. Tell them it's going to be, I'm excited for the nodes changing sign for you. Once this happens, it's going to be a very, daily life could shift. Some of you could change jobs, not so much careers, but I feel like some of you are, you know, due for a pivot, due for a nice little, like, oh, I've been like moving up in your industry, whatever your industry is, Libra. I feel as though you might be, yeah, I'd say in the next 6 months or so, I'd revamp your resume right now. I'd revamp your LinkedIn. I would, you know, make some changes in that. But yeah. Yeah. This is, I'm just listening to my guys. This, yeah, it's really, Scorpio season for you is going to be about paper. I might not even be that long of a time. It might not even be that long of a time. And I would love for you to, okay, so this is exciting. I don't know if you've watched any of the other readings, but so 25 degrees of Pisces to about 10 degrees of Aries, this area right over here. This is about to go through the biggest upgrade of your entire human existence. This is your descendant sign. These are the relationships, important people. Libra, if you have not met your soul match, your soul partner, this is the time that it could happen. Yeah. I'm going to have Saturn dipping her toe. I'm going to have Neptune dipping her toe. I'm going to have, what else is happening over here? The North Node is going to be changing signs going this way. We're going to have a Venus retrograde over here. It's an exciting time. Yeah. We're going to have a Venus retrograde over. It's so, and Venus is your chart ruler. Oh my God. Libra. Yeah. If you've been waiting, if you've been doing your deep inner work, if you've been, you know, for my more religious community, if you've been reading scripture and if you've been doing the thing, there's this woman on Instagram that I follow, and I don't know her name, but she'll like throw something at you and she'll be like, catch it. Like, oh my God, I love her. Please comment her name. She'll be like, God's not going to give you more if you're continuously settling for less. Catch it. And then she'll like talk all about it. But there was one where she was talking about like waiting for a man. And she's like, you know, she's like, I pray as if he's right here. I do the thing. I am waiting for him too. So she's not saying like pointing fingers. I really appreciated this. But she goes, you know, when you're eating dinner and you take the food out of the oven before it's cooked and then you eat it and it's raw and then you get sick for a few days? She's like, God's like, don't rush him, girl. Let him cook. Let him cook. If God has your man, your woman in the oven right now, Libra, that phrase is like, it's hitting so beautifully, so hard. It's like, let him cook. Let him cook. All right, Scorpio, I misspoke at the beginning. I said that sometimes I have to watch four different sign readings, but because I'm a Scorpio rising, and I forgot that I thought that I had to watch Sag's video because I forgot that Aries does run the 6th house and that this is falling in the 6th house for both of us. So we're just good. I misspoke at the beginning, so my apologies. I'm going to have to timestamp that. And I like to acknowledge when I make mistakes immediately. It's just the only way. The only way. Yeah. Whew. All right. Let me get my tail between my legs and take my ego out of the way and focus on you right now. Scorpio. Scorpio rising, Scorpio sun, Scorpio moon. You might be a wee bit irritable right now and a wee bit exhausted. The few days that it takes the sun to transit my ascendant sign, I usually take those days off. Scorpio, some of you are going to be moving in the next few years, and that it's just like you're going to your forever home, or whatever that means, or it could be, I kind of want to say like multiple homes, full body chill. That's exciting for you. It could be, and that's not for everyone, a few different locations, or what home means to you. I'm talking to a few specific people and you know who I'm talking to. Pluto is the deepest transformation. It's one of your ruling planets, you know, squaring your ascendant sign in your house of home, my pocket of the world. Safety is key. It's almost like because you heal so many different things, God's like, no, by existing, you're doing enough. Here, what else do you need? 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 Okay. Money's about to be real good for a bit. Don't run. This is the razor's edge right now. This is absolutely the razor's edge. What does that mean, Sarah? It's these micro activities and habits that we do every day that will get us to become the future version of ourselves that we see and seek. So for example, I can get, and I've mentioned this before, I get super salty that I don't wake up every single day and have the entire Italian language burned into my brain. But if I'm not studying Italian for 15 minutes a day, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change. My intention is to, well, one of my bigger intentions right now, I don't even want to speak it. I don't even want to speak it. I'm not talking about it. I'm not talking about it. My guides are like, don't take up that space there. We're good. So daily life, practical service. This is the health axis right now. So there are some, it's Dr. Joe Dispenza, like we can get addicted to a life we don't even like, that we don't even want. So this morning I just, you know, did a few pages of vocab and just writing out the vocab and writing out the vocab and writing out the vocab. Yeah, that's it. That's it. If I do that every day, I'm speaking Italian every day, then I'm living the life of my future self. And I'm becoming the woman that it is that, you know, has the home and does the things and does all that stuff. You know what I mean? So, Scorpio, this Pluto transit for you does bring inheritances in. It does bring inheritance, like, because it's, and this is generational, you know, there's, how do I say? I'm trying to do this in like a quantum way. Pluto transits alone square the Scorpio Plutos. I'm just, okay. Natal millennials, basically. So for any millennials that are watching this that is a Scorpio rising, you also have Pluto in Scorpio. You're having a Pluto square to your natal Pluto at some point within the next 20 years. Pluto is opposing the Pluto of Leos of boomers. So that is a Pluto opposition. That could mean, you know, leaving the planet. That could mean death. Pluto doesn't transit your entire chart in your lifetime. That's something that happens to empires. The United States is having their, has had their Pluto return. I think the natal Pluto is at 27 degrees of Capricorn, so it's never going to conjunct again. But that's the fall and the death of an empire. So harder aspects are Pluto oppositions, and squares are like more tough things coming in. And we're going to have a Pluto trine to the Gen Xers Pluto. So that's exciting. That could be, nice inheritances as well. But this is, this is an interesting thing. I love astrologically, it does kind of predict a little bit of where money moves and stuff like that. Are you living, okay, I need you to go back to your values right now, and also the future you, that nobody needs you. Even if you want to do something that's of service, Scorpio, where's your fun? Where's your play? Where's your romance? I don't care if they're not there. Are you taking care of yourself? Are you pleasing yourself? Are you cooking dinner for yourself? Are you taking yourself out on dates? Do you have flowers on the table? Yeah, take care of that. So don't look at me when it comes to that. But you have heavy hitters over here in your house of play, joy, romance, creativity, childlike spirits. Also, this area of your chart, Scorpio, this is where you're getting wildly upgraded in 2025. So daily life and joy and play and romance and creativity and art. And I'm going to take my own advice on this one. So please, if you had infinite time and infinite money, I want us to go to Star Trek and say, okay, we have a little, looks like a microwave. It's on the wall. And you can just say, boop, 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 boop. I need $100 million. And you can have it. Everybody else on the planet has the same thing, has the same tool. So nobody needs you because they can take care of themselves. I, make the joke that I'd be doing this still and I'd be doing all of these things, which I will because I love, this is my artistry. I'd probably be rolling around in pain a lot more often. And so I'm going to follow my own advice, and make a lot more art. And roll around in pain a little bit more often. Yeah, if you're North Shore local, I have 2 of my art pieces hanging up right now at Kathmandu and Danvers. I'm very, very excited about that. Very, very proud. And I hope soon to have a, full gallery showing one day. My pieces are huge. I don't even know. I have more work. I have 1 more layer, I think, maybe 2 to do on my Lilith canvas. And I can't even spread the entire thing out in my house. It's huge. It's huge. Make art, find art. Do when nobody needs you and nobody's looking. What will you do with your daily life? Do that now. Awesome. Great job, Scorpio. Sagittarius, how you doing? Honey child, how you doing? How you doing? It's got very confused by where we are right now. I feel like what's going on? Sag, what's going on, honey? You doing okay? Your ruling planet is retrograde right now in your house of relationships. Okay, so quality, not quantity. Quality of friendships, not quantity. Venus is going into your sign. You shine, honey. You shine. Quality, not quantity. I could end it right now. I could mic drop it right now. I really want you focused on that. There's a lot of addictive patterns that have been released, which I'm really proud of you. And like acknowledge. And there's I'd say moves. Some of you are going to be moving again, even if you've just moved. I feel like there's a good chance that there's going to be another move. Just with the nodes going into Pisces. You know, this area of your chart is getting rocked next year. Rocked. Find out where 25 degrees of Pisces to 10 degrees of Aries is. That area is getting so much love by the North Node, by Neptune, by Saturn, by Venus. Like so much love. So much love. What does community mean to you? What are the values that you hold true to yourself? With the last little bit of Pluto in Capricorn, Pluto's going to go into Aquarius on November 19th. It'll never transit your second house of money ever again, Sag, so that's very, very exciting. I feel as though it's like two very different groups of Sag. Like some of you are just like terrified about money and you're just like making really negative moves, and it could really, you know, affect your daily life. And the other side of you have looked at yourself, you've been looking in the mirror, you've been doing a lot of great work and looking at the reflection of the people around you and saying, I love myself enough to walk away from situations that I don't have to change you. I just know how cool I am. I know how, and being, you know, self-focused, that radical self-acceptance, that doesn't take away from anybody else. It's not saying like, I'm cool and that means that you're not. That just says that you're acknowledging how cool you are. And you want to be surrounded by winners. I want you constantly surrounded by winners. Look, I'm working on, and I don't know if it's going to be just a PDF or like a mini ebook, but I'm working on my all signs reading for 2025, as well as a compendium, a little like, you know, month by month energy type of a thing. I'm really, really excited. I'm really proud of this. And so going into 2025, one of the biggest key tools for everybody is surround yourself with winners. Surround yourself with people that have a growth mindset, that are supportive of you. For the love of God, Sagittarius, like that is okay. It's not me saying like there's winners and then there's losers. No, winners are people that are saying, I am only in competition with the me of my last breath. I am only trying to be better than the me of yesterday. That is a growth mindset. Those are the people that I want you surrounded by right now. I want you to really take this last human quota, and from now until the rest of 2024, you take action steps to remove people from your daily life that do not serve your highest and greatest timeline. You're like, Sarah, I work with a lot of people. I'm doing all these things. Take action steps towards self-sustainability, having an online business, do something, I don't care, but take step one. It's not one day, it's day one. Is that Tony Robbins? I think it's Tony Robbins. Do anything, Sagittarius. Anything. Anything. This world is limitless. There are limitless resources in your telephone. You are such a cool energy. You're such a cool person. You're so worthy of being surrounded by winners. You're so worthy of that. I just have to acknowledge that sometimes it's a little bit lonely in the middle, the corridor, to get from removing unhealthy people from your table to having people that are healthy at your table has a roaring silence, an absolute roaring silence. So trust that and prepare for that, you know, prepare for like, what are your favorite tearjerker movies? What's your favorite comfort food? What are your favorite things? Like, prepare yourself for that. Prepare yourself. In the same way that, you know, we prepare for a meeting, or we, you know, stretch before we exercise, or we're running a marathon and we prepare ourselves. We do things to prepare, Sagittarius. Prepare for that stage, because the only way out is through. The only way out is through. Awesome job, Sag. Capricorn. I love you. I love you. The first thing that I just heard, Capricorn, is I'm sick of this. Why are you here on my table? Why are you here on my channel? Why are you here? Because I gotta be. Because I gotta be. That's why. That's why. It just feels that way. It just feels that way. Oh, buddy. Okay, this is exciting stuff. Capricorn rising, Capricorn sun, and Capricorn moon. Oh, wow. Wow. This, you know, I'm just looking into your next year, your next 2025, Capricorn, and for the love of God, the bottom of your chart, this is where you're getting rocked, 2025. From 25 degrees of Pisces to 10 degrees of Aries, this is getting so much love. Your ruling planet Saturn is going into Aries for a minute. Neptune's going to Aries for a minute. The nodes are going into Pisces. Venus is going to retrograde over here. I'm just like, yeah, your whole life is going to change. You're going to be so unrecognizable by the end of 2025. You could be moving. You could have multiple homes. You could have a lot of new things, a lot of new exciting things happening to you. And, you know, this also could speak to being responsible for a parent. Not technically, I don't think a sibling, but this could be, because this is the roots of the tree of your life, you know, the third house and the ninth house, this is where, you know, the nodes are going to be changing signs. And so you might be, yeah, it's like responsible for a parent, or, you know, a few parents or something like that. I'd say just one. I'd say you might be responsible for a parent and you didn't expect that. Nobody does. Nobody does. But, you know, Pluto going into Aquarius next year, this is inheritances coming to you in a way that, you know, not so much, how do I say? Because normally I would say that for the Leo placements, but I'd say if you have a parent that has a Leo placement, that might come true. But, you know, Pluto blessing your house of money. It's exciting. It's exciting. Some of you are bored, some of you are lonely, some of you are very frustrated with the pacing of things. I mean, we still have all of these retrograde planets. I have Chiron retrograde, the nodes always go retrograde. We have Neptune retrograde, Uranus retrograde, Saturn retrograde, and Jupiter retrograde. So, like, it's technically still a retrograde season right now, girl. So, like, it's okay for things to go slow. And think of Pluto's direct right now, but internal change, internal change, internal change, internal change, internal change. Bottom of the chart is internal. This is more public. So although the sun is transiting your Libra house of legacy and public life and career, the South Node's still up there. So it's like you're releasing old egoic patterns. We're now releasing over here. I want you to release, what does safety mean to you? What does home mean to you? What does family mean to you? Some of you are in partnerships that you know that you're not supposed to be in. And that's okay. That's okay. You know, the relationships are drastically changing video could be for you. And in that video, I referenced that sometimes people come in together and make babies just so the babies can be born. And so that baby is soul contracted to heal both of the families, but then you don't have to be in that partnership. what you value in work is shifting and changing. I'm just seeing like your foot in a cement block and you're trying to walk away from something. You're like, I'm trying to walk away. I'm trying to walk away. Where it's like, maybe just be where you are. Just be where you are. Okay, this is a weird, very weird parable, a very weird image that my guides are giving me. So it's like you're trying to like pull your foot out, pull your foot out, pull your foot out. And then they want you just to stand where you are and just really invoke presence and look around and be like, wow, everything is perfect. Everything is exactly as it's meant to be. Or else it would be something else. Yeah. Yeah. It's only our egoic mind that says that anything... Dude, I fasted on Monday for the first time in a very long time. And I understand why I eat meat. And I understand why, you know, I do things. Because literally in the middle of my Monday night restaurant shift, I was like, everything's perfect? This entire world is perfect. This entire world is perfect. Everything's perfect? It's just my brain that tells me that it's not. It's literally just my brain that tells me that it's not. I just like, oh my God, this is I'm standing exactly where I'm supposed to be right now. And it's only my brain that says I've been identifying with my brain and I've been trying to figure it out. I was like, dude, like there was someone sitting at the bar that, no judgment, I have been there. I've literally like, I've passed out at a booth in Hooters on Route 1 once before. So like, I'm not one to point fingers, I've been there. But I guess he didn't drink his drinks with the straw in them. And so there was like, his checkbook was open and there was like 4 straws on the table. And it was just like, is there was, you know, a man sitting at the bar that I've seen physically abuse a woman before. And I'm like, everything's perfect. Everything's perfect. Like, I'm having a full spiritual awakening in a really weird environment. But like, yeah, Cap, everything's perfect. So the more you stand in that cement block, the more it becomes butter. And the more you're able to meet and be lifted out of the situation when God decides. It's not up to us. Yeah. Your soul contracted you to be in the situation that you're in right now. It's the razor's edge type thing. Yeah, go watch the Scorpio video maybe. Go talk to a Scorpio. If you got a Scorpio placement, I love you. I do too, Cap. It's okay. I love you. All right, Aquarius. How are you feeling, Aquarius? What's new in your world? Dun, dun, dun. I'm actually really not worried about that for you. Some of y'all are learning that no is a complete sentence, and I love that for you. By checking in, you just were like, I'm fine, how are you? You don't have to have it all together right now, Aquarius. You don't. You just don't. Working out it's like inner child, inner teenager, a lot of, like, although we have our, you know, inner planets at the tippity top of the chart, we have a lot of attention and excitement down here. And so Pluto's direct at 29 degrees of Capricorn. It's going to be in your sign for the next 21 years. So you got time. You got time to figure it out. You got time to, I'd say for my youngster Aquarius, be open to your downloads, have a meditation practice, and for the love of sweet God, try to remove sugar from your diet as soon as you possibly can. I would say for my 20-year-old to 30-year-old Aquarius, the abundances that you need will be provided for you. Just really utilize these two heavy hitters, Saturn and Neptune, in your house of money as what are your values. Have the values that it is that you need right now. The next year of life, 2025, is going to be a very exciting time for, you know, receiving abundances, new things coming to you. I don't really know exactly what it is, but really look to your values. Look to what it is that you desire, with or without anything. Like if everybody had anything, it's like it's time or money were no object. Everybody on the planet had infinite resources. Everyone on the planet had infinite time. What would you do? What would you like to do every day? You know, my guides, it's a very interesting analogy that's like, we're not... This is very odd. It's like at first they were showing me like the, you know, I love Thailand. And so when, you know, you're going down the, you know, streets of Bangkok and you're going to someone who's cutting fruit and they've been, you know, cutting pineapples and their parents cut pineapples and their grandparents cut pineapples and they lived on a pineapple farm and that's just what their family did. And at first I wanted to say like, you know, we don't live there, so we don't have to do that. Like that's not the way. But they kind of scoped out and they said even, you know, within, you know, the United States or in Australia or in other areas, your parents, you know, you want to do something either similar or in the light of your parents' eyes of like what you want to do. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not the exact same job, but you want to make your parents proud. What if you being happy was more important? What if you having the daily life that you desire? You know, we'll have that Mars retrograde over here, but what if that value, you know, this is early learning, communication, this is talking, like how you learn the boundaries of your communication. What if that value mattered more? You know, my millennial Aquarius. It's going to be an interesting transit. My boomer Aquarius, for the love of God, update the will. Update the will. Update the will, please. Choose your King Arthur. Choose your King Arthur. You know, I have a whole digital download called the Generational Quests. It's like a $2 video or something like that. And every generation has its contract. It's like generational contract. And that's what the boomers and the last generation, they got to do, the greatest generation. Well, actually, like the boomers, I was like, just apologize for the love of Jesus, God. But, you know, they didn't know. They didn't know. They didn't know. But yeah, for my senior subscribers, if you're out there, please update the will. People get very funny around a lot of money. Pisces. Pisces rising, Pisces sun, Pisces moon. I'm really excited as to how many people I feel like are going to be moving. This is wonderful. Wonderful, darling. You just wiggled your finger. It's wonderful. When is enough enough, Pisces? What matters most? The money or a happy daily life? You're like, well, I need the money, Sarah, to have a happy daily life. Well, when Mars goes into Leo, and it's going to retrograde back into Cancer and then go into Leo, I definitely watch the Power Meets Softness video. That could be for you. That could be very helpful and informative. And for my Pisces rising especially, but for my Pisces sun as well as my Pisces moon, definitely look where this is falling in your chart. But Pluto's finishing up its last few degrees, Pisces rising only, of your 11th house of community, friendships, and wishes for the future. So really, like, it's okay to have acquaintances, but not everybody's meant to be in your inner circle. Not everybody's meant to be there. It's a very exciting 2025 you're about to have, Pisces, a very exciting time. This, 25 degrees of Pisces to 10 degrees of Aries, that's going to be the biggest upgrade you've ever seen, that you've ever known. Yeah, we have the North Node, we've got Neptune, we got Saturn, and we're going to have a Venus retrograde over there. It's going to be a great time, affecting your storefront view of your life as well as your money and your access to resources. It's interesting. I think I said this to Cancer. I can't remember, but it's like, it might be time to level up in your industry. It might be time. Yeah, I don't think that you need to completely leave your industry or start over or become, traveling vagabond and do these things. Like, you don't have to destroy your life. Like, I would never recommend that for anyone. But, to use Ann Tucker language, like, have a ramp to the life that you want. Maybe update your LinkedIn, your resume, maybe look at doing things like that. I'm listening to my guides. There's some of you do have some unexpressed anger, full body chill, that needs to really be released and harnessed. You're immutable water energy, Pisces. So it's like you're an ocean, you're a tidal wave. And so people do, anger is a tool. Anger is an emotion. Please don't think that it's a negativism in any capacity. Bring it to the gym. Have, healthy bedroom activities with your healthy partner. Like, have role play, do different things. Have a healthy way to express it. Go for a run. Tucker yourself out. There's a weight on this planet that you just can't pick up. You can't repress it any longer. Uranus is going to transit your descendant, or not your IC. It's going to dip into Gemini for a few minutes in 2025. And this is exciting. 2025 brings Uranus into Gemini, Neptune into Aries, Saturn into Aries. They'll all go back. It's not till 2026 that they'll, make bigger moves. But just be ready for massive shifts and change. Yeah, it's time for you to level up. I'm going to leave you with this, Pisces. So the parable that was not mine, but that I heard that really resonated, which is, when you're born, you walk into the front door of a hotel, and when you die, you exit the back. You can live on any level of that hotel that you desire. You can live in the basement, and you can, be cleaning the laundry forever. You can live in the penthouse. You can live in the reception. Like, you can live in the cafe. Literally, I live in a cafe. I get it. But you can have your own standards as to where you want to be. Jupiter is retrograde right now, so really use this transit for your benefit in your house of home, my pocket of the world, safety, cultural family roots. Yeah, you don't have to stay small for the people around you to feel better. The nodes going into your sign, it's going to release the relationships anyways. Get ready for that. Any relationship, even as I'm talking, are there relationship situationships, jobs that you're like, yeah, I don't really like that. Don't let the planets remove them, because the planets will remove them. But if you know now, be an active co-creator, an active participant. Say, I am going to level up my standards. I'm going to release old values right now because it's a full moon. and really just say, yeah, like, I'm open to God blessing me and carrying me from here to here. I'm open to what's next. Dude, it's a Dr. Joe Dispenza language. And I mentioned this in one of my videos where it's like, I've been, you know, telling the story because I was in the right, or I'm this, or it's comfortable because I've never been so evolved. So it's easy to have the same conversation. It's easy to keep the same job. But there is an environment where people are just as supportive as you are, and just as loving as you are, and just as wonderful as you are, Pisces. So get ready for that. Be excited for that. It's just scary because you've never done it before, but I promise you, you're worthy of it. Love you.